Tapped away. Eventually, Alistair Sabi gets the clearance. Papajatzakis has 1-2, goes at it. Fisted away from him. Hamad picked it up. Didn't gain possession. On all fours, paddles the ball towards the boundary line. Ball ends up in their hands there of Dib. And he goes out of bounds. And we'll get a ball up that right half forward. Ball up. Shaheen tries to grab it out of the ruck. The pressure it forward. Sharks gain possession. Palmer's got it. Handball over the top there to Williams. He's under pressure. No one can gain an easy possession. Now Williams goes back and he's taken out of bounds in front of his coach, and we'll get a throw in. So umpire almost throwing it back in.
So boundary throw in on centre wing just to the side of our commentary box. Attar won it down. And through the hands they go. Henderson on the outside of the boot wobbles a kick up towards the boundary, and it's landed just on the outside of the boundary, and there'll be a throw in. So just
out on the full, Kate.
In fact, out on the full.
No, mate, all
so
good.
Free kick here for Newport. Gee, they love the first of this second term after finishing on strong at the end of the first. And it's Abu Zeeb with the kick up towards half forward, over the head of the intended target there in Dib, and they whisk it away here, the Sharks, to the outer side of the ground. There's a whistle behind play. Downfield, and it's going the way of the Sharks through Stranick, who play on quickly, a bit too quickly, says the umpire. Stranick will have to come back.
It was against Papajatzakis on that occasion.
So Stranick is on centre wing, on the outer side of the ground. Trailing by 5 points here, the Sharks. They wouldn't have been in this situation too often this season. Stranick goes short, and he finds a teammate in the form of Grant, who kicks up towards the 50, inside the 50, where it bounces into the path of Palmer, who threw it onto the boot. It floats wide of the goals. It floats out on the full. Free kick to Newport, deep in the left back pocket. We've gone 2 minutes in the second term. WRFL match of the day. Cade Lucas, Andrew Wilson, Nick Boylan and Connor Payne. 4-1-25 Newport, Point Cook Central's 3-2-20. 88.9 Win FM on 90.1 of the ground. From the kick in, taken by El Houli, who goes wide to the outer side. They've turned it over here at half forward. Stranick over the top of it here for the Sharks. There's a big pack forming. The umpire hovering, letting it go. Spills out to the... comes there towards Palmer, who wobbles it up towards goal. Plenty of Newport Guernsey's back. One of them is Abu Zeed around the pack. He wobbles a kick to half back. Under pressure here early, Newport. Now the ball comes into the centre of the ground. We're gathering under pressure as Mutton. Handball now towards Volk. Back inside 50 they go. They can't find a target. Qureshi dropped it. Picked up there by Taleb, who bangs it clear, and finally they're out, Newport.
Taleb marks on his chest. He plays on quickly. He's got a one-on-one. Cadors there doesn't reach him. Abu Zeed marks. Plays on, runs to 20, kicks the goal. Newport 5-1, 31. Point Cook Central's 3-2, 23.5 played second quarter.
Not 100% sure that's where Mitch Taleb was trying to put that ball inside 50, but it worked out spinning into the path of Omar Abu Zeed perfectly, and it was very quick to play on, as most of Newport have done today, and just take advantage, run inside 50 and kick a reasonably regulation goal. Perfect start for Newport in this second term.
Ball go back in the middle. 3 in the trot for Newport. Last 2 of the first quarter. They kicked the opening goal of the second quarter. So terrific start for them. They take an 11-point lead. The umpire is about to restart play. Shaheen to go up in the ruck against Attar. Attar wins that one over. That one down. The clearance goes the way of Henderson. Kicks it inside 50. Mesto with a hurry clearing kick. It might come back. As Palmer marks on his chest just inside the centre square. He's looking for option, and his left boot just pops it up to the hot spot. Pack forms, no one's able to take the mark. Luke Henderson does the crumbing, kicks towards goal, but a mark on the last line of defence was taken there by Yusuf Al Houli.
Back 6 of Newport doing a really good job of limiting the opportunities inside 50 for the Sharks.
It's a wobbler outside defensive 50, but it does well. The bouncing ball beats everyone. Goes beyond centre. Papajatzakis gathered, had his handball knocked down. Goes back in to lay the tackle. And we'll get a ball up on centre wing. Outer side here at Langshaw Reserve. We've played nearly 5 minutes, and it's 11-point lead to Newport. 5-1 playing 3-2.
Terrific contest playing out before us here. Ball up, centre wing on the outer side. Attar with the secondary tap towards Henderson, who spun out of a tackle but was stripped of the football. Took too long. Hammered on the run here for Newport. Goes for home. He's already kicked one. Now he's kicked a second. Naif Hamad with 2 lovely running goals from outside 50, and they have kicked 4 on the trot here in Newport. 17 points they lead, 6-1-37 to Point Cook Central's 3-2-20. We've gone 5.5 in the second.
Aren't too many better sights on a football field than seeing Naif Hamad run with the ball in hand and kick an absolutely massive goal there on the run. It's been brilliant all day in the centre, and also with his running carry going inside 50, second major in the day, and Newport are just running over the ground at the moment.
The Newport kicked 6 of the last 7 goals in this one as we're back in the middle. Atar wins that one. Hamad shrugs the tackle. He's away again. Kicks inside 50. Can they get a mark? It's fisted away there from the Newport player. Abuzid handballs back inside. Mohammed Dibbs there. Can he gather it? A lot of players around the footy. Abuzid's got it hard up against the boundary line, but the kick was smothered nicely there by Mutton. And we're going to throw in the right forward pocket. So throw in the right forward pocket at the 6.25 minute mark of the quarter. So it's thrown in. Atar wins it down. Ball goes towards the goals. Abuzid's laying plenty of pressure. Kadur's there, and eventually belted through for a rush behind. So 6-2, 38 at Newport. Point Cook Central 3-2-20, 6.5 played. Second quarter.
Main with the kick in here for the Sharks. Big test for them. Haven't been put under pressure like this probably at all this season. He finds Duplessis, who prods it further out to half-back, and the mark taken there by Nathan Williams. Maybe a bit of tempo footy here from the Sharks. As I say that, Williams goes long up the wing, and they might have turned it over. Came off hands. Trying to trap it there was DeRose. Now the umpire's found a free kick for holding. Goes Newport's way. They're up towards half-forward again. Bouncing football, coming out to attack it there was Taleb. 2 Sharks with him. One of them is Shade. Got it by hand to Nathan Williams. Handball out wide to Duplessis. Now they're away. Duplessis kicks up towards half forward through the hands of Stranick. His opponent there is El Hassan. Fights on, helps it over towards Saud, and eventually the boundary line's too close. It's out of play. And they're holding sway in general play here in Newport, not just on top of the scoreboard, but around the ground as well.
One area that Dean Chambers said they needed to lift was their work rate. Starting to see a little bit more of that from the Sharks.
Terrific crowd here at Langshaw Reserve from the restart. Turner gets the clearance. Kick goes inside 50. Mark was dropped in front there by Hassan. Goes back to try and pick it up. He gathers it now. Newport defence under pressure. Clearing kick. Is going to come back. Turner's got it. No. Pressure's good there by Papajatsakis. Turner goes again. Got a handball to Shade. He gets a kick inside 50. Off hands. Ball goes towards the top of the goal square. Stranick's there, but Billy Mesto's there. He gathers for Newport. Gets a good clearing kick. Lands on the chest of Adam Kador. He chips over the top. He's got his captain there in Jawad. He marks. Handballs back inboard. They look to run now. Newport. Kick goes to centre half forward to a one-on-one. Good defensive fist there by Duplessis. Ball ends up in the hands of Palmer. Gets around a couple of players. Gets a hurried left foot kick. That'll come back because there's 2 Newport players around the footy. No, it might not now though, because Sharaks is there. Puts the pressure on. Hamad's there at the bottom of the pack. He tries to gather it, and eventually a strong tackle laid by Shaheen in between the centre circle and the square. Right on centre wing here. Broadcast wing. Umpire wastes no time in throwing it up. Turner wins the hit out. There's a whistle.
High tackle against Sharaks there.
Sharaks, so free kick's going to go away off Hamad. It's going to drive it on. No plays on immediately. Gets around the man of the mark. Gains another 15 metres through. So kicks inside 50. Pack forms off hands though. Abuzid couldn't gather it. Kador's there. He's tackled without the footy. And he's won the free kick as Hussein Kador. And he'll go back for his second of the afternoon. And he'll kick for about 35 metres out on a tightish angle in the left forward pocket.
Just this Newport midfield looking to take on the game at every opportunity. Just another example there. Hamad playing on and looking to sell some candy, get back on his right foot and just keep putting the pressure on the Sharks defenders, and they're doing exactly that.
So 5 on the trot for Newport. Hussein Kador coming in. 1-1 on the day. It kicks on its way. And he's missed to the near side. So 1-2 for Hussein Kador. Margin 19 points. Newport 6-3, 39. Point Cook Central 3-2, 20. 10 minutes played of the second quarter.
Whatever Dean Chambers told his team at quarter time hasn't really taken effect yet. Newport well on top in this game. Trying to inflict the Sharks' first defeat of the season and secure a final spot. From the kick-in, Vandermeer runs his full measure, goes out to the broadcast side. Talib up, couldn't take the mark. Pack forms. Palmer at the foot of it, couldn't get it clear. Now a tunnel ball out. Looked a bit suspicious from here. Under pressure there is Williams for the Sharks. He's turned it over. Hooley's got it. Now by hand to Saud off a step. Wobbly ball up inside the 50. Bouncing ball. Kadua muscled a handball out to Abu Zaid on the outside of the boot. He's bounced it through. They're all over the Sharks here at Newport. What a turn-up this is turning out to be. 7-3-45. Leading Point Cook Central's 3-2-20. We've gone nearly 11 minutes in the second term. And they're wondering what hit them here, Nick.
I'm wondering what's going on out on that field at the moment. Just electric football from Newport, really, from the start of this game, and they've continued on in this second term. It was a big question at quarter time. Could they maintain the rage and keep the energy going? And, well, so far they have. They've even probably increased on it. Fantastic finish there from Abu Zaid, who trickled that one home, and just continuing the pressure at the moment, Newport. All the questions to be answered are from the Sharks. 5 straight goals for Newport as Point Cook Centrals get the clearance through. Palmer kicks inside 50. Pack falls. Oh, almost a terrific mark there. Umpire said play on. Mesto for Newport gathers. Desperation kick outside defensive 50, and the boundary line's going to win out. And we'll get a throw-in at left half forward for the Sharks. They trailed by 25 points, if you can believe that.
Had a reasonable piece of that, Lockie Grant. Probably a bit stiff not to give her the mark.
It was. So thrown in. Clearance goes the way of Mesto for Newport. Onto the hands of Abu Zaid. Kick the last goal. Kicks a wobbly one inside 50. Couture out in front. Had it spoiled away. Ball goes towards the boundary line. Main's there. Somehow the ball stays in. Mutton handballs. Puts his teammates under some pressure. Plenty of players around the footy. Duplessis goes in hard. He's wrapped up in a tackle immediately. And we'll get a ball up. About 5 metres in from the boundary line. And
continuing to cause headaches is Hussein Kaddour on the lead. 1-on-1, doesn't matter.
Tossed up. Bit of strength there by Mesto. He's done a 360. Umpire says holding the ball. A little bit quick, that one, I thought.
Yeah.
Anyway, free kick goes the way of Turner. And he finds Palmer in front of his coach.
Needs to get his hand on the football a little bit more, Mitch Palmer.
He's behind centre wing, the former Hoppers crossing star. He goes long up towards half forward. A big pack of players here, and at the front of them, good strong mark there taken for Newport by Abdu, who then sends it back and across. And he finds Jawad, the skipper. Abdu Jawad goes long to the outer side. He finds the running Abu Zaid. Suddenly they've got players everywhere. He chips short and finds the running Taleb. A kick and a half from home. Mitchell Taleb. They're looking for 6 on the trotty, Newport. Taleb's kick is long onto the chest of Kaddour, who's just marking everything that comes his way so far today. Hussein Kaddour, he's kicked 2 goals, 1. And he's going to have a go here from outside the 50 on a 45-degree angle.
Just got a bit too much size for a lot of those Point Cook Central's defenders. Maybe not in terms of kilos, but certainly in terms of height and length.
He's on left half forward to the Marion Street end. This for 6 on the trot for Newport, who lead by 25 points. Kaddour looking for his second. The goal umpire doesn't move. And Newport could barely have dreamt of anything better than this. They are 8-3-51, leading Point Cook Central's 3-2-20. The unbeaten Point Cook Centrals are being led a merry dance here by Newport, who need to win to make the finals, and at the moment it looks like they're going to do it.
We're all sitting here just shaking our heads at what's going on, but just fantastic, aggressive play from Newport again. Just the kicking out from half back that was evident from the first play of the game. They're looking to take chances. They want to take the game on, and just getting Kaddour one-on-one. Doesn't matter if Bruce has been playing on him. It really doesn't matter which defender they've got him at the moment. He's a headache. Newport are a headache.
Last score for Newport for Point Cook Centrals at the 20-minute mark of the first quarter, and they may be in trouble again. No, Newport get the footy. Point Cook Centrals get the footy. Atta kicks inside 50. Can they get a mark? Could have been paid there. The man in front there was Al Hawley. Umpire said no, play on, but look, they run it out anyway. Do Newport with Al Hassan. Kick goes towards the boundary in front of the hometown spectators, and they're happy. And we'll get a throw-in about 70 metres out from the Sharks' goal, right half forward, in front of the scoreboard, which we can't see. As the umpire tosses it back in, Shaheen and Attar. Shaheen win that one from behind. Attar gains it though, loops the handball into space. So enables his teammate to run onto it, kicks inside 50, it's a good kick. And they need a settler here as Mark Hansen takes the mark, and he'll go back from 45 directly in front.
Not sure how many metres that kick was, but
Going
yeah,
it was pretty short.
That was a bit generous by the umpire on that occasion.
It was a precise kick, but it was a short kick.
So it's been like 23 minutes since they've scored, the Sharks. Hansen from directly in front, hits it nicely. He's got the distance, and he's got the accuracy. And a much-needed goal for the Sharks. They moved to 4-2-26, but they trailed Newport 8-3-51, 16 played second quarter.
Finally, some time and space that the Sharks had, and although we're all probably questioning the distance of that kick, at least they actually had the time to hit up a kick and hit up a target inside 50, something Point Cook Centrals haven't been able to do. Kudos to Newport's pressure, but a really much-needed goal there for Mark Hansen, 19 on the season now, and we'll see if the Sharks can turn that goal into a bit of a run of form.
They stem the bleeding, but they're still 25 points in arrears midway through the second term. Uncharted territory for them in this term. Attar got up a mile and won the tap, and trying to follow her up as Nathan Williams runs over the football. Hawley on half-back for Newport, floats a kick back up towards half-forward. Kador came out, it bounced over his head on this occasion. They still keep the ball in hand, though, through the other Kador. Adam, he kicks up inside 50, looking for a quick reply. Off hands, Mustafa Mesto bouncing it towards goal, and it's just gone the wrong side of the post. One behind for Newport, who moved to 8-4-52, leading Point Cook Central's 4-2-26. If you've just tuned in, that score is correct. The unbeaten team are being well beaten at the moment, midway through the second term. From the kick-in, mark taken back there by Williams, who just signals to his teammates to slow things down. He goes long out towards the wing in front of the bench. Kador from the side. Hussein Kador couldn't quite take the mark. Ball close to the boundary. Now it's over the boundary right in front of the Point Cook bench, where they will be racking their brains as to how they can get back into this game. 17 minutes gone. WRFL match of the day. 88.9 Win FM, 90.1 of the ground. Throw in. Attar with the tap. Won it down straight to the advantage of Newport. Fumbled handball forward by Jawad. Kick came back the other way, though, for the Sharks. And it's marked on centre wing near side by Tandy.
Tandy's got Hansen on the lead. Strong hands, marks in front of his opponent. Wheels around quickly in the right boot. Kicks inside 50. Stranek worked his opponent under the footy. Takes the mark, plays on and kicks the goal. Back-to-back goals for the Sharks. Cuts the margin back to 20 points. They are 5-2-32. Newport 8-4-52. 18 played second quarter.
Been a clear uptick of energy now for the Sharks. They're starting to get a little bit more of that running power and pace over the ground back. It's important for Newport to withstand this a little bit, but fantastic movement again. Two occasions in a row. Stranak, too good to miss out on opportunities like that to notch his second goal in the afternoon. And Port Cook Central's starting to get that run going again.
Margin was 31 points. 2 goals in a row have cut it back to an even 20. 8-4-52 to 5-2-32. We're approaching time on in the second term. Ball up. Game once again almost in the balance. Attar winning the tap. That's certainly not in the balance. He's dominating in there. Not to any great effect this time. There will be another ball up in the centre circle. Rain still hasn't arrived here at Langshaw's Reserve. It's still pretty fine, and working it away here is Volk. Now over towards Palmer for the Sharks. Kick up towards half forward. Stranik overran it. Right with him is El Hassan. They see it close to the boundary, not over. Umpire lets it go. Now there's a whistle at halfback for Newport. I'm not sure what for, but it's going the home team's way. On half-back, it'll be Papachitsakis, who was playing at centre-half forward. It looks like he's playing at centre-half back in this second term, so he's pretty much stayed in the same position. He's right in front of the club rooms. High up and under ball towards centre wing, outer side. Ball comes off hands. And Hussein Kador come up from half forward, burst through the pack, kick deep inside 50. Good fist away there for the Sharks, under pressure by Main. Sees it out of play in the forward pocket. They were off to the races again, Newport, but Main with a big spoil, and there's a throw in the left forward pocket, about 25 around from the Newport goal. Attar won the tap, straight down the throat of Palmer, who throws it on the left, floating ball up towards centre wing, clearing the danger, easing the pressure. Over it goes for a throw in just forward of centre wing for Newport. And we've gone nearly 20 minutes in the second term.
Cloud starting to really come over the ground here, and Willow just showed me the radar. It's not looking exactly inviting.
No, there's some red in that radar, so it's not great. Hopefully the rain stays away. And we're back to the footy. Mesto with the clearance, kicks a high ball inside 50, but it's well defended there by Brent Turner. Takes a good mark on his chest. Goes switch to Main inside the goal square. He plays on. He's got Sharrocks ahead of the footy, and he takes the mark. And he goes very short. It doesn't hit the targets. Play on. They throw it around by hand to the Sharks, and they've mucked it up. And the ball goes out of bounds because it wasn't a great handball to Duplessis. And they throw in at right half forward for Newport, leading by 20 points as we have ticked over time on here in the second quarter. 8-4 playing 5-2. It's a big throw in. Attar wins it down. Ball's going to end up with Sharrocks, and his kick goes... Free kick. We'll go to Sharrocks. He's coming back. The kick went on the full, but couldn't see what the free kick was for.
I think he was crunched after he got the kick away.
So with the coaching staff of the Sharks, it's got to come back. It wasn't downfield. Must have been in the contest. So the footy will have to be returned.
Just taking the temperature down a bit here, the Sharks, with a couple of goals and playing a bit of tempo footy just to try and take a bit of the sting out of Newport. Only 20 points down. They're still very much in this, but they will have been shocked a bit by that run on from the home team.
Yeah, I don't think they would have given up 6 goals in a row all season. So Sharrocks eventually takes the free kick, kicks the centre wing. Papachatsakis does the spoiling. Al-Sulki's there. He's got the ball stolen from him by Shade, but he got dispossessed. Papachatsakis just gets a fluky kick to the hands of Al-Sulki, but he's under pressure. And that kick's probably gone 15 metres and 1 centimetre, I think. And the mark was taken by Mutton. So he plays on from right half back. Drives the ball long, but it's probably going to come back as they've turned it over. The mark taking at half back by Al Hooley.
El Hooley prods it laterally over towards Billy Mesto, who marks on half back. Dodges inside an opponent, kicks up towards Kador. He just marks everything, this young man. He's come up the ground, he's behind centre wing, he chips, not a great kick, it bounces into nowhere in particular. Over the top of it now is Palmer trying to muscle out a handball. It only goes as far as Papachatsakis. He's buffeted off though. Volt coming through for the Sharks. Up towards half forward, bounces into the hands of Newport though. I think it was Jawad there who floated a ball towards half forward, but a good mark in front there. That's taken by Vandermeer, who was slung to the ground after he had the mark. Duplessis rather, and he gets a free kick. And now a 50-metre penalty, and that was very much on because that was totally unnecessary from Mustafa Mesto.
I'm not sure what he's confused about, if there was a touch, and now he's just dropped somebody
Mesto's
else.
pushed another player over. He needs to be taken off here. Duplessis, he plays on. He offloads by hand to Grant, who was tackled as soon as he got it. It's holding the ball. Oh, they stuffed that up, the Sharks. And the Newport crowd in front of the club rooms love it. It's El Suki with the free kicker, high up and under ball to centre wing. Fisted back the other way by Bruce for the Sharks. Tempo really lifting here, close to half time. Close to the boundary there was Kadua. He hoofed a kick forward, only as far as Henderson camped under the ball. Sorry, it's Pritchard for the Sharks. Takes the mark behind centre wing, goes back further still to Nate Williams. On defensive 50, a bit of tempo footy here again by the Sharks. They'd be happy to go into the sheds pretty soon. They have weathered the storm a bit. It's Turner with it now. Not a great kick, but it bounces over towards DeRose, who takes the ball, shrugs a tackle, kicks up inside 50. It falls to the back of the pack. Newport with numbers. First there is Al-Hassan, hard up against the boundary. Pritchard tries to buffet him over it. They eventually both go over the boundary. Throw in just inside attacking 50 at left half forward for the Sharks, going to the Crescent Street end in this second term, which is nearly 24 minutes old. Newport leading by 20 points. They kicked 6 straight goals at one point. Boundary throw in Turner. Front position, won it down towards Henderson. Ball still in a pack. Big bodies in there for the Sharks. One of them, DeRose, trying to burrow through towards Shade. He's been a bit quiet. He's wrapped up in a tackle. There'll be a ball up right on attacking 50 for the Sharks.
24 and a half played, thrown back up. Shaheen wins that down. He gathers it, has a little bit of time. Handballs out to Abu Zaid, who's wrapped up in a tackle immediately. And a ball up just on the 50 still. It's at a half forward for the Sharks. 8-4 playing 5-2. WR for match of the day, 88.9 Win FM. If you're at the ground, 90.1 for the unbuffeted feed. Shaheen wins it down. It's straight to his opponent there in Henderson, who bursts through and had a flying shot at goal. And he hits the point post. Yep. The umpires are going to confer. Or is it a behind?
It's a behind, I think.
Or is it out of bounds on the full?
It looks like they were going back to confer as a behind.
Yeah.
It's a throw-in.
Yeah.
It's a throw-in. There wasn't a behind or at the full.
Well,
It's a third of two options.
They did a rock, paper, scissor and decided it was a throw-in.
We're not going to comment. Anyway.
Not sure how much the arc would have helped there.
Thrown in. Tossed in. Think Shaheen got that one down. Shane tries to chuck a couple of tackles. His kick goes through for a behind as Stranick had a fresh airy. And that is a behind. So the Sharks are 5-3-33. Newport 8-4-52. Nearly 26 played of the second quarter.
Just playing the game a little bit more on their terms and their tempo at the moment now. Really taking the sting out of that aggression that Newport have displayed for the first quarter and a half.
Papagiatsakis with the kick in, out to half back, looking for Abu Azeed. He couldn't take the mark, but butted up well. Kick up towards centre wing. Underneath it was Hooley, couldn't take the mark. And picking up the crumbs here is Volk for the Sharks. Kick back inside 50. It's chopped off easily. Poor kick. Mark taken by El Hooley for Newport, who spreads it wide. Finds Hooley. He looks about 50 kilos, dripping wet as young Hooley. He can kick it a long way, though. He sends up inside 50. Kadua was the target, couldn't quite take the mark. Ball hits the deck. Kadua fights on. Ball spills out towards Abu Zaid. Beaten to it by Henderson. Important contest at centre half forward for Newport. Umpire hovers and says ball it up. A late goal to either team here would be very valuable. We've gone 26 and a half minutes in the second term. Newport 8-4, leading Point Cook Central's 5-3. Ball up. Everyone stands around and watches it hit the ground. You got to go get it, boys. Umpire comes and balls up again. Just looking at both teams, that if the rain does come, be up the Sharks. They've certainly got the bigger, stronger bodies out there. Newport skinnier and faster, you'd think. From the restart, the ball spills back into the centre of the ground. Attacking it hard there is Tandy. Couldn't quite gather cleanly. Now out of the congestion, Papagiatsakis throws it on the boot. Long kick. Goes the journey, but it's touched on the line. Jack Papagiatsakis with it behind. And he's played all over the ground today. Started up forward. Was playing deep in defence a moment ago and very nearly kicked a goal just then. Margin at even 20 points again. 53-33. Has gone 27 and a half in the second term. WRFL match of the day. Duplessis with the kick in. Long to the near side. Runs his full measure. Kicks towards the commentary booth and a good mark in front there. Strong mark taken by Kurt Main at the front of the pack. Just wresting control of the contest a little bit in the last 5 minutes, the Sharks. As we head towards half-time, it's a terrible kick by Main. That's an absolute Barry Crocker, and it's marked there by O'Hooley, who will send Newport deep inside 50 again. It's a helicopter punt. Kadua the target. Good defending there on that occasion by Bruce. Ball spills out to half-back. Important contest here. Papagiatsakis over the top of it for Newport. Now diving in was Volk. The umpire pays a free kick. And it's going the way of the Sharks. I think it was Vandermeer in front.
Correct.
In fact, who got pushed in the back, and he has the free kick deep inside defensive 50. We've gone 28 minutes in the second.
Vandermeer clears the ball, goes out to the outer side. Mesto's there, gathers, got a handball away nicely there to Al Sabsabi. Kick goes to full forward. Dib's going to fly off hands. Ball spills to the back of the pack. Duplessis grabs it for the Sharks. He wastes no time, just hacks it back outside defensive 50. Actually, we're going to throw in deep in the forward pocket because the ball went out of bounds. So it'll be a throw in right next to the left behind post at the Newport end of the ground here in the second quarter. The Marion Street end, Newport kicking two. We've played nearly 29 minutes, so the siren cannot be far away.
Definitely gotten a bit chillier too.
It has. I've got the jacket back on.
Yes, I'm putting mine back on as well.
Mesto in front wins the hit out. Palmer under pressure, got a handball away. Hurry kick out of defensive 50 by DeRose. Has been fisted back inside there by Al Sabsabi. Plenty of Sharks players around the footy. And there's the siren for half time in our WRFL match of the day here on 88.9 Win FM. And it is the home side Newport 8-5-53 leading Point Cook Central's 5-3-33. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we will review.
Someone in the crowd kicked the goal after the siren.
We'll review the opening half and get all the scores from around the rest of the league. You're listening to the WRFL on 88.9 Win FM.